I'm going to gaslight you until you know what I believe, and what I believe is correct.
Oh,
Let's go take a look at this creepy dollhouse.
unbelievable. I feel
Because
like
looking in this dollhouse for whatever the fuck is going on with this children's toy is more important than finding our friend who's probably dead. I'm so glad we have our priorities in order here. Oh god, that was awful. Something about the way that Lise was tracked clipped her through a stack of boxes to make her stay on her point.
Yeah, it's gonna do that this entire time.
Oh god, really? Get to cover, stands up. Shut up. I like to feel tall, okay? Sometimes I just like to feel. I am debatably crashing? I'm just staring at a black screen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on, but I might have to dashboard and come back. Because I have nothing. Everyone else is in? Yeah, I get the feeling my game is like crashing.
Down here because medkits really should just be like
Alright, I dropped a fuse down
map,
here.
but we have medkits.
Do you want us to restart, Mickey?
We
No.
can restart.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on. Maybe like my game is
Did you turn your flashlight on?
I'm fucking stupid.
No, you're not. They literally did the same thing for a few moments. I'm like, this is taking a really long time to load. That's so weird.
We have 5 fuses downstairs.
Top of cars and stumbling out of bars, I follow you through the dark. Can't get enough, you're the medicine and the pain. The tattoo inside my brain.
Are you TTSing me a Jonas Brothers song right now?
I'm a sucker for you from Harfulu.
Really?
5.
Alright, I mean valid. The Jonas Brothers are a bop. Also valid. The Jonas Brothers.
Very plain, but that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know I shun fancy things like electricity.
TTSing me Amish Paradise right now?
Milking cows,
Are you TTSing me Amish Paradise right now?
Cool. And I've been milking and plowing so long that even Ezekiel thinks that my mind is gone. From Nananabat Kyle.
Not weird. Why are you weird alling me TTS right now? Okay, we just can't let go of right trigger. Bye, fellas. It's been fun. I'm freaking the fuck out. Oh. No, Sam, no okay, Stagger. Sam, no okay, Stagger.
Sam walks down the stairs with great precision.
Breathe, man! Me almost kill him again. It's fine.
Sam decides to hurl himself down the stairs, apparently too used to hurling money around.
Me almost kill Sam. Me no mean kill. Me no. Oh god!
Car!
Rupert, no! We gotta find another 4-door car and quick.
I have questions of the game's logic there.
Listen, tentacles aren't always scary, I'm aware. But when they're coming out of the ground at you out of nowhere and you're not expecting it, sometimes they're scary. Friendly or not, most of the time they're scary. How are you supposed to prepare yourself for floor tentacles? That's not a question I ever thought I'd say out loud.
The dark
shortcut? That's a river! Fuck!
Mickey, always check your mini maps before a shortcut.
It looked like a road! I thought it was a road!
No, Mickey, like the translucent parts of the map are water.
I thought that was road!
No, Mickey.
I hope that somebody out there watches my videos. What happened to you? I just said don't die. Literally 30 seconds ago, we had a heart-to-heart that you weren't gonna die. Anyway, I really wanna be a place where people feel like they've got, you know, a good place to call home, right, Bumper?
Is on lockdown.
Oh no.
Sam comes to terms with his death and gives up.
I don't want to give up.
No, you can.
Thanks for the clip, you weirdos. Come on, Mickey YOLO. One bitch, two bitch, red bitch, dead bitch.
None of my bitches are dead.
It's me, I'm the dead
all
bitch.
right there.
You just triggered my fight or flight response. Unfortunately for you, I am a flightless bird.
Help! Open the door, you bastards!
If it isn't nailed down, it's coming with me. If it isn't nailed down, it's coming with me. If it isn't nailed down, I'ma shove it in my pockets. If it isn't nailed down, it's coming with me. I know what Wonderwall is! I'm a good emo! I know what Wonderwall is! Good evening, good afternoon, good times on everybody. Welcome on in. Happy... what the fuck is today? God, happy Monday? I think today's Monday. I know my days of the week. Happy Monday. Hi, Strike. Hopefully your workday's going well. Sorry your UPS is shitting itself. Hello, my love. We're gonna do some more co-working today. I have things to get done on the duck game. You guys have things to get done in your assorted daily lives. So we're gonna duck game it away. Gonna have a good time while doing it. Hopefully you had a good weekend and are staying cool. I know that's asking for a lot in this heat wave. Yeah, I mean, do your best to just keep yourself safe, honestly. But, yeah, hello everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome on in, welcome on in. It's the start of another week. Big things this week. New episode of Dispatch posts, I think. Is this week Dispatch? This week might not be Dispatch. But yeah. Hello! What is up, gamers? I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer and start the on track. So whenever you guys want to add something to chat, just remember it's a task, and then whatever you need to get done, and when you're done with it, it just clear, and you can get rid of that off the screen. So yeah, enjoy your co-working, enjoy watching me do the duck game thing, and I'll see you guys very soon. Alrighty. I can't spawn any more cheese. Got it. I don't care about your AI bullshit. Let me skip the commercial. YouTube. I need to pay for YouTube Premium. I do. I need to pay for YouTube Premium. I just need to suck it up and do it. Hell yeah. We're gonna pick up a tomato today, chat. That's the plan. Apparently. Apparently we're picking up a tomato today and moving around with it. And cheese. Tomatoes and cheese. And you'd be at the party, drinking on Coke and Bacardi. I love this song. Are you okay? Got a man, don't need him, but you ain't. Counter script. Right? Clear counter script. Above the public void. Oh. above the public void. Private. Okay, so I gotta slow this video down now because he talks way fast. If kitchen object. Oh no. Okay, this extra bracket goes down here. And then once we get the kitchen object... No, hold on. Vector 30, kitchen object, no. Kitchen object transform. We're gonna do kitchen object. Equals kitchen object transform dot get component kitchen object. Oh, I need the parentheses after that. Got it. Okay, let's see if it's gonna stop spawning me objects. I'll evolve. Hope you miss me sometimes. When you see a friend who reminds you of me. Remember the times we could have been. I'm gonna ramble a bit more today than I usually do during these. I know normally I don't talk a lot to you guys, but I think I'm gonna try and talk my way through this process a little bit more from now on to try and help me retain information, because I've noticed with my ADHD I retain things better if I actually talk it through a little bit. Let's see here. Are you going to spawn cheese? That's tomato. My bad. That is cheese. You've already spawned one, so you're not going to spawn anyone. You've already spawned one, so you're not going to spawn anyone. Let's go! We can spawn singular pieces of tomato and cheese. We're the greatest there ever was. Oh, type clear, counter, clear, counter. Public. Void. Clear, counter. 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 Okay, and then I need a public clear counter, get clear counter, return clear counter, I'm assuming, right? Yup. This dot clear equals clear counter. object dot get here counter. Hey, well. Hey, let's try it. Chat, I hope I didn't just break this duck's legs, because if I broke this duck's legs over one fucking kitchen counter, I might crash out, dog. I don't understand. Every time I fucking change something in this goddamn game, that duck loses the ability to walk. I don't fucking get it. It's like the fucking pineapple from TF2. The pineapple has to be there, or the game freaks out. Your counter. Your counter? Your counter 1. Hell yeah. Chat, we're getting there. We're doing things and stuff and stuff and things. Going back to the scripting. I highly recommend chat finding something fun to do as a side project like this. Like, I'm having a fucking blast with this shit. I think you guys should all have fun little side projects that you learn how to do something with. Because this is a great time. Second. Here, counter. Jesus H. Christ. Holy shit, that scared the hell out of me. Hello. Congrats on first, Danger Dan. Jesus H. Christ. I was just sitting in silence watching my YouTube video, and the next thing I know, Danger Dan's fucking redeeming first. God damn, that scared the shit out of me. Hi, Daniel. I love you, buddy. Hopefully work's not kicking your ass too much. You're staying cool. I don't know how bad it is in Minnesota right now, but it's bad as fuck in Ohio. It's only gonna get worse from here. I am a fire gasoline. Come pour yourself all over me. We'll let this flame go down in flames only one more time. The lights all draw the blinds. Don't dull the sparkle in your eyes. I know that we were made to break, so what? I don't mind. Alright. That's enough of me butchering this song. Let's get back to the duck game, shall we? Private Void. Update. Testing. If kitchen object. No. Set clear counter. Oh, I don't want get component. I just want input. Oh. Save all of that. I don't want to listen to Doors right now. I don't want to cry. I just said I don't want to cry. Please stop playing songs. There we go. You haven't heard this Audrey Hobart song? It's so fucking good, dude. Turn it up for me. You guys should already be hearing it at a pretty decent volume. Why do you be at the party? Drinking a Coke and Bacardi. I'm doing better. Daddy. You didn't transfer, you're doing better, cause I feel like if I get the ladder, I am so careful with you, babe. But I'm not fine. Being a bitch is exhausting. To me, I wanna be wanted. To me, I wanna be wanted. To me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be wanted. Okay, hold on. Whoa. You moved way too fast there, big guy. Let's back up here. And then we'll do... we'll do the kitchen counter thing again. To me, I wanna be all. To me, I wanna be, yeah. To me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be wanted. To me, I wanna be wanted. To me, I wanna be wanted. To me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be, to me, I wanna be wanted. Fucking your wreck is iconic. To me, I wanna be wanted. I'm sorry that your dog died. Sorry that I'm like your dream bride. I'll go to hell in the meantime. I'm down to the best guy. Cool. We did it, chat. I might be able to move the tomato around now. Maybe. We're getting there. We're doing the thing, chat. Okay, but it wasn't moved to the other counter. Exactly. We're getting into complex shit, yeah. Get kitchen object follow transform. And counter. Am I putting this under this counter? Clear counter. Got it. Transform dot parent. Equal clear. Counter dot get an object follow transform. Transform local position. Look like it goes 0. Let's see if it works. Chat, I'm actually, like, gonna pog if this works and the duck still walks. I'm not gonna lie. Well, hold on, I'm gonna message my partner manager. There we go. Message my partner manager before I forgot. Okay, let's double check that my visual moves if I interact with the tomato and then interact with the tomato again. Okay, he moves, we spawn the tomato. We move the tomato. Let's go. Chat, we are absolutely cooking today. We are frying today. I am in the fucking zone today. Oh? Is he? Speaking of lunch, check out lunch. Okay, so we're doing that on clear counter. Got it. Clear counter. Nope. Click. Void. Set. Object. Object. I know how to spell the word this. equals kitchen object. Alright, and then we go down again. Nope. Another public kitchen object. Get kitchen object. Okay, and then we do public your kitchen object. You've gone and sold into my place, the shape of you and me. I'll never leave my place again under the blinding rain. I wanna hold your hand so tight, gonna break my wrist. When the vultures sing tonight, gonna join right in. I'll sing along. Any other song. Oh, oh, oh no, I'll sing along. Barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. Time you're hearing this, I'll already be gone. I'm at the drunken moon. You're the one who shot me. God damn it, I can barely see your name. Player counter. Yeah. Yeah, stop. Here. Counter. No. Not clear. Counter. Here, counter dot set kitchen object. This. I love this song, dude. I love Pierce the Veil. I know it's 2026 and I shouldn't still be listening to the music I listened to in high school, but like, holy shit, it's good music. It's such good music, chat. Way too late. I just gotta double check that I did that right real quick, chat, because I could really fuck up the game here if I did it wrong. Alright, let's see here. Everything looks right. If clear counter has kitchen object, I fight with faith like dog of war of leave and stay. I should never have something but that. Oh, counter already has a kitchen object. If you're asking yourself, is this in fact Fallout Universe? The answer is yes. Leave me the fuck alone. It's 2026. We don't judge in this house for the music we listen to anymore. We just vibe it. So goodness sake, it's out of control. Well, I'm not a vampire, but I feel like one. Always throwing up. Hi, my name is Ronnie, I'm an addict. Daddy should have never raised me on Black Sabbath. I can hear it in my bones. Making I become so cold. For goodness sake. God, it's still a bop in 2026. I got distracted by the fucking song chat. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be fucking moving a tomato between countertops, and I got distracted by my song. I'm so sorry. Actually, it is time for us to take our short break. That's my timer going off in the background. So let us come hang out for a minute. Take a break. Put your tasks down. Stretch your legs if you were sitting at your desk doing a task. If you were up about doing chores, sit down for a little bit, grab a water, hydrate yourself, get a little snacky treat. You've earned your snacky treat. Not that you need to earn your food, but you know, you've earned a rest break. Not that you need to earn your rest break either, but you know what I mean. You deserve a little hiatus from your work while we sit and vibe for the next we'll call it 10 minutes. But yeah, thank you for getting your work done today. I appreciate you and I love you guys. What am I listening to right now? Eastside? I don't listen to Eastside. Ribs either. Sure, we'll listen to Flora Cash. But yeah, thank you for all your hard work during that 45-minute stint. Take care of yourself now. You've been taking care of your objects and tasks and things you need to get done. Stop and take care of yourself for a moment. Bio break if you need to bio break. Hydrate, all that good stuff, especially if you're in the middle of the heat dome here in the Midwest. Definitely stay hydrated. That's very important. Otherwise, just sit and chill for a couple minutes, relax. We may put a pause on the duck game for a little bit because I do need to work on some scripts for some YouTube videos coming up. We may swap to scripting for a little bit. When we're done with this break. Yeah. While we're playing more Clair Obscure Expedition 33. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with that game so far. Making me nervous. Yeah, we might pause on the duck game for a little bit and scripting work done. Not to say that the duck game isn't important, it's just that's a side project and I actually have like work stuff I should be doing. So I am teaching a seminar in the Pride Guild this upcoming weekend. If you were unaware and you're in the Pride Guild and would like to come watch my seminar on Mix It Up and learn things from me about Mix It Up and how to use it. There's that. If you're not in the Pride Guild, don't worry. I'll be teaching the same seminar here on the Twitch channel the following Sunday on the 26th. So this upcoming Sunday, I'll be teaching the same exact seminar that I teach to the Pride Guild here on the Twitch channel live Sunday at 4:30. I'll put a reminder in the Discord for everybody. Actually, let me do that right now. I know we're supposed to be taking a break from doing work things, but I wanna get that out of the way right now. Before I forget, yeah. Music. Alright, cool. We got that set up in the Discord. Are you that only when you're older you will see it too? You will see it too. are the perfect place. You didn't let anyone to bend in your faces. I'm the queen of spades, and I'll write to you like you were your stranger. Got that all set up. I don't want to listen to this song, actually. Sorry, Teddy. Ooh, what sounds good? There we go. We'll listen to some Billie Eilish. You love me some Billie Eilish. Happier than ever. Wish I could explain it better. I wish it wasn't true. Ah, shit. I'm supposed to be taking notes. That's right. Please. Oh, we sound in chat. Everything sounding alright? Hopefully we all are vibing and everything's going okay. I think we're gonna get back to work here in a minute. I just want to update my notes real quick on the game. And then we'll pull up a script and you guys get to watch me go through the process of script writing. Alright, back to work we go, chat. See you guys in another 30-45 minutes. I never treat me this shitty. Other old friends, so I shot them all out for you, 'cause I was a kid. You ruined everything good. Made all my moments your own. fucking leave me alone. Wow, I sound like shit. Wow, it seemed today. Probably because I'm like fucking dying. Okay. I actually have to like pull my mix it up so I can see what I'm doing. Cause I don't know how to do things off the top of my head. Yeah. Okay. So what I want? I want the cogwheel, right? Yeah, overlays. Okay, and for most of you, that's gonna be oh, my eye. It's a browser source, right? Browser source. He's in WS, I think. Browser source. It's gonna be about 5 minutes, by the way, chat. Just in case you're not paying attention and get jump scared by the ads, yeah. Okay. 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 Perfumes like a duck in the air. I thought I saw the shadow running round. I'm young, never change in this small town. Welcome back from the ad break, chat. We didn't accomplish much of anything. I'm still working on my script for Saturday and Sunday. Speaking of which, I need to make sure that they didn't forget about me. Okay. Okay. I actually think we might end here, chat. I know it was a short stream today, but the co-working ones usually are, to be honest, just because I like to keep things short when I work. It's good for the ADHD to not overwork myself. So let's do save as. We're gonna drop you into the content drive. Close that. All right, let's find somebody to raid, shall we? Who's in the co-working category right now? You look cute. Oh. I accidentally turned on Methy Smurf, my bad. You guys get a free Methy Smurf for a minute while I turn him back off. Drop my phone on my keyboard. Alright. Maybe not you. Yeah, we'll go here. This is Tori Mari. I found her in the co-working category. She looks real cute. Raid. Raid. Grab the first message if you are a sub, the second one if you aren't. We're gonna go hang out with Tori Marie. She seems like she's really cute. Take care of her the way you guys have been taking care of me all day today. Enjoy co-working with her for the rest of the evening. And I will see you all across the internet here soon. Stay cool.